This video contains images that may be disturbing to some. Viewer discretion is advised. There are laws in this country that legally kill dogs for the way they look or because of what another dog that looks like them did. We have all heard the stories. Pit bull mauls neighbor. Pit bull attacks and kills a man. But your dog has never even growled at anyone. If you have a pit bull or a dog that resembles a quote-unquote aggressive breed, your dog could be snatched away and killed. No warning. Breed-specific legislation doesn't punish irresponsible owners. It just puts down innocent dogs. Is your dog on their list? Before we get started, consider subscribing to our pet-loving community for more fascinating insights on dog breeds, myths, and dangerous misinformation that circulates throughout our society. Let's spread the word about how breed-specific laws kill innocent and well-behaved dogs. What is breed-specific legislation? Hundreds of cities across the nation have a law on their books. It's not about taxes or traffic. It's a law that gives the government the power to walk into your home, snatch a member of your family, and have them executed. And furry family member hasn't even done anything wrong. The target of this law isn't human. It's your dog. An adored family pet, condemned not for something it did, but just for the way it looks. Sounds horrible, right? It's really happening. Picture your dog, the one who loses their mind with excitement when you get home from work, the one who rests their head on your lap when you're feeling sad, the one your kids have grown up with. Now imagine a knock at the door. It's a letter, and it says that because of your dog's broad head or their muscular build, they are now illegal. They're considered dangerous by default. You have two choices: quickly get your dog out of town, or the authorities will snatch them, and most likely, kill them. This isn't some dystopian nightmare. It's the reality for thousands of families caught in the crosshairs of breed-specific legislation, or BSL. How can a law that's supposed to protect us be responsible for legally putting down thousands of innocent pets? We're about to uncover the devastating truth behind these laws now on the books in many states, and even in some countries around the world. And how families suffer. Behind every one of these laws is a universe of suffering, and we're not just talking about inflated statistics. These are real stories about profound loss. Take the family in a small Midwestern town. Their dog, a sweet-natured mix named Bentley, was the classic gentle giant, adored by the kids, a comforting presence in their lives. For years, they were the model of happy, responsible pet owners. And then, their town passed a breed ban targeting pit bull-type dogs. Bentley, with his blocky head, fit the description. Suddenly, this dog who had never even growled at a person before was now a fugitive in his own home. The family faced a heartbreaking choice: move away from the only community they'd ever known, or surrender Bentley to be put down. This is the government-mandated heartbreak BSL forces on countless people every day. And it's not an isolated incident. Think of Danielle from the UK, a resident who lived with her pit bull XL bully named Enzo. On December 31, 2023, it became illegal to have Enzo. She had to make the choice: stay and give up her dog or to move. She left the UK and moved over 9,000 miles away to Australia. She was devastated that her town was choosing to discriminate against her and her dog. Her story gets to the very core of BSL. It's punishment simply based on appearance. You can't even measure the trauma these laws cause. Children lose their best friends and are left with a confusing, terrifying lesson about real-world injustice. Seniors and veterans who depend on their dogs for emotional support have that lifeline cut. Families drain their savings on legal battles, trying to prove their dog's innocence in a system that's already rigged against them. Shelter workers see this horror unfold firsthand. They describe perfectly healthy, well-behaved animals, shivering and confused in a kennel, because they have been torn away from the only family they've ever known. These shelters are already stretched way too thin, and now are completely overwhelmed. When a breed is banned, those dogs are often automatically labeled unadoptable, which leads to a massive spike in euthanasia for these loving pets. The law turns a place of refuge into canine death row. What's worse is the fear it creates. Responsible owners of banned breeds disappear into hiding. They might skip taking their dog to the vet and miss much-needed vaccinations, or avoid getting a license, all to stay off the radar. This not only hurts the dog, but it can create a real public health threat. And this is the exact opposite of what this law claims to do. This hit list either regulates or completely bans dogs solely based on their breed, or more often, people get it wrong. These laws don't care about a dog's actual behavior. They target all dogs that share a certain look. The hit list usually includes breeds like American Pit Bull Terriers, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, Dobermans, Mastiffs, Cane Corsos, Huskies, but it can sometimes include dozens of others, like Dalmatians and Chow Chows. Yes, I was thinking the same thing. Dalmatians? Chow Chows? But anyway, back to the story. And that phrase, perceived breed, is key. Talk about mistaken identity. BSL isn't even based on a DNA test. It's based on a visual guess, often made by an animal control officer with no real training in telling the breeds apart. Or worse yet, maybe a nosy neighbor mistakes one breed for another. It happens. A dog can be condemned just because it has a blocky head with a stocky build. Unfortunately, these are all traits that countless mixed-breed dogs share. These laws exploded in popularity back in the 1980s, and thanks to a media frenzy over countless dog attacks. In a panic, cities all over the country jumped on BSL as a quick-fix solution. The thinking was simple. If some breeds are dangerous, banning them should make us safer, right? Wrong. But that logic was built on fear, and not facts. Decades of evidence have shown that BSLs are a complete failure. Once you get past the panic and look at the actual science, which many people don't do, the argument for BSL completely falls apart. Every major expert organization, like the American Veterinary Medical Association and the ASPCA, is firmly against these types of laws. And the reasons why are crystal clear. First, and this is the big one, breed is a terrible predictor of future behavior. A massive 2022 study that sequenced the DNA of over 2,000 dogs confirmed it. Breed only explains about 9% of a dog's behavioral differences. Things like a dog's age and gender were often much better predictors of how it would act. For some traits, like aggression, breed made no difference at all. Your dog's individual history, training, and how it's been treated are what really matter. Second, visual breed identification is a total crapshoot. Study after study has shown that even experienced shelter staff are wrong about a mixed-breed dog's background more often than they're right. A dog labeled a pit bull mix might not have any pit bull DNA at all. This isn't a small mistake. It's a life-or-death judgment being made on a guess. It's so arbitrary that these laws are often challenged for being unconstitutionally unclear. Third, the data is in. BSL does not make communities safer. Reviews of these laws in places like the UK and the Netherlands found they had little to no effect on reducing dog bites. The Netherlands even repealed its ban after a government-commissioned study concluded the number of bites from any breed was mostly just a reflection of how popular that breed was. Sometimes dog bites actually increase after a ban. Irresponsible owners just switch to another powerful breed that isn't regulated, and owners of so-called safe breeds get a false sense of security and may neglect proper training, which is what we see most of the time. Irresponsible pet parents at times completely ignoring the importance of obedience training when raising dogs. What do you think about irresponsible dog owners? Tell us about it in the comments. Finally, BSL is incredibly expensive. Enforcing these bans costs taxpayers millions. Prince George's County in Maryland spent over $250,000 USD a year to enforce its ban, only for a county study to find it didn't improve public safety one bit. A university study estimated that Denver's breed ban cost the city over $100 million in total economic loss over its 30-year run. That's money that could have gone to public safety programs that actually work. Programs that actually protect people from any dangerous dog, not just ones that look a certain way. At the local level, many cities and counties, over 700, have BSL, often targeting pit bulls and other breeds like Rottweilers, German Shepherds, and Mastiffs. At the state level, about 21 states permit BSL, but 18 states have laws prohibiting BSL, and others allow local exceptions, with no statewide bans on specific breeds. The following 17 states prohibit their municipalities from passing breed-specific laws: Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New York, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, and Virginia. California is against most breed-specific laws, but does allow breed-specific spay and/or neuter laws. At the federal level, there are no federal breed bans in the U.S. The science is clear. The data is in. BSL has failed. It hurts innocent animals and the people who love them. If you believe these laws should be guided by science instead of stereotypes in media, please take a second to like this video and share it. Spreading this information is the first step to ending this injustice of putting down innocent family dogs. To be fair, we have to talk about the fear that drives these laws. Many people who support BSL aren't actually dog-hating bad people. They're genuinely scared of walking down the street and being mauled by an unleashed pit bull-type dog. They've seen the headlines, and they believe they're justifiably protecting their kids and their community. You'll often hear the argument, but aren't pit bulls responsible for the worst attacks? While some reports seem to show a higher number of severe bites from pit bull-type dogs, that data is full of errors. The CDC itself advises against BSL because it's so hard to identify breeds and track accurate bite data reliably. As we've seen, pit bull is usually just a guess, and the media loves a scroll-stopping scary story. A bite from a golden retriever might never make the news, but an attack from a dog that looks like a pit bull will. It creates a feedback loop of fear, where the perception of danger just keeps getting more amplified, whether it's based on facts or not. The other argument is simpler when people say, "I don't care about the data, I just want to feel safer." And that desire for safety is completely valid. I get it. But feeling safe and being safe aren't the same thing. Not even close. BSL offers a false sense of security. It makes it seem like the problem is solved, while the real issues that actually cause dog aggression are attributed to irresponsible owners with unmuzzled and unleashed pets, who have been abused, neglected, and not spayed or neutered. These factors completely ignore the situation at hand. In fact, about 75% of bite incidents involve male dogs that haven't been neutered. Focusing on these actual risk factors is what creates genuine safety, not just some empty and biased law. So if BSL is a disaster, what's the alternative? The answer is simple, effective, and supported by every major animal welfare and veterinary organization. Strong, breed-neutral, dangerous dog laws. This approach focuses on what actually matters: the owner's responsibility and the dog's individual behavior. Here's what a breed-neutral law looks like. First, it creates real consequences for irresponsible dog owners. It enforces things like leash laws and proper licensing, and it holds owners accountable for what their dog does, no matter the breed. You definitely got my vote on this one. Second, it defines what makes a dangerous dog based on specific actions, like a history of unprovoked aggression that causes injury to a person or another animal. It creates a fair legal process where a dog is treated as an individual. Third, it invests in prevention. That means funding low-cost spay and neuter programs, which are proven to reduce aggression. It means supporting community dog training classes. And it means teaching the public and especially kids how to be safe around all dogs. And the best part? It actually works. Communities that get rid of BSL and adopt these smarter, breed-neutral laws see better public safety outcomes. Since 2018, over 100 U.S. municipalities have repealed their breed bans. Cities like Denver and Aurora, Colorado, have scrapped their outdated breed bans, and in 2023, Florida banned BSL statewide. There are now being replaced with behavior-focused laws instead, like Florida's 2025 PAM-ROC Act, which targets individual dangerous dogs regardless of breed after an unfortunately tragic yet preventable attack on PAM-ROC. This isn't a theory, it's a proven strategy that protects people and saves innocent animals. In 2022, PAM-ROC was working as a U.S. postal worker when her mail truck broke down on a dirt road in Putnam County, Florida. 5 dogs that had escaped from a nearby property attacked and fatally injured her. After her death, her family chose to fight in order to prevent future victims from suffering the same fate their cherished sister had. Florida acted appropriately by passing this law, not as a breed ban, but a dog behavioral ban instead. The new law requires that any dog that seriously injures or kills someone be confiscated immediately, quarantined if necessary, and impounded while an investigation is conducted. Through a Dunbar bite scale, a classification of a level 5 or 6 will immediately result in the removal of the dog, and it will be humanely euthanized. If a dog is deemed dangerous, they must be microchipped, registered with animal control, and most importantly maintain liability insurance of at least $100,000 USD. Animal shelters and adoption agencies are now required to disclose if a dog has been previously classified as dangerous. This level of transparency in the adoption process could save a great deal of pain and heartache moving forward. The law that legally kills innocent dogs isn't just about animal welfare, it's also a human issue. It's about justice, fairness, and common sense. Breed-specific legislation is a knee-jerk reaction and not a real solution. It's a policy built on prejudice, fueled by fear, and proven to be an expensive and biased failure. It rips families apart, kills adored pets, and gives communities a false sense of security while letting the genuine causes of dog aggression go unchecked. We have to do something. A dog's love doesn't have conditions. It's time to move past fear and follow the facts. It's time for laws that target reckless behavior, not innocent animals. Don't let this be the end of it. Get active. If you live in one of the hundreds of US cities that still have BSL, write to your local representatives. Demand they listen to the experts and implement effective, breed-neutral policies instead. Support national organizations like the ASPCA and the AVMA, and your local rescues who are fighting this battle every single day. Share this video, share these stories, and share these facts. If we raise our voices together, we can be the generation that finally gets rid of the law that legally puts down dogs. So many dogs need our help. Watch our other video on pit bull bias next. Thank you for being here with us. See you in the next video.